I caught my husband cheating with my sister in the kitchen that I paid for. I feel like that's a thing.
They're cooking up something evil.
I can't move. If I move, it becomes real, and I have to accept what I saw and think of what's next. I came home from work early and saw my sister's car, thinking maybe she was dropping off some food from her job. But no, I walk in and I see my husband and sister naked in the kitchen that I pay for. By the way, this comes from Cheaters Suck 12 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. As soon as I registered what I saw, I got into my car and left. I kept driving until I found the hotel I'm at now. I don't want to believe it. I don't know what to do. My sister, my only family, my best friend, the one who's supposed to be there for me and support me. My husband, my person, my other half, the one who's supposed to love and respect me. The two most important people in my life have ruined everything. I've blocked them both on my phone. I don't want to hear any of the BS excuses that they'll come up with. I don't want to confront this. I want to go back to this morning when everything was fine. There are comments already. XMCIT says, unblock them and just let their calls go to voicemail. Turn the ringer off for each of them in your contacts. That way you can get recorded proof of their apologies and excuses via voicemail. You may need that type of proof for your divorce. That's a good point. 90 days croak. If they leave voicemails, OP will still have those saved under blocked messages. At least I know that is how it is with iPhone. Just in case OP may feel like they need to keep them blocked for their own mental health. I feel like if it was me personally, I would need to. There is another update. Sorry for not replying to comments and not updating. Things have been hectic. I didn't think I needed to explicitly say this, but they were butt naked and effing in the kitchen. I admit mentioning that I paid for the kitchen was odd and kind of funny. But anyone that knows me knows that the kitchen is my pride and joy. So yes, when I saw my sister and my husband effing in my kitchen, it stuck with me. And yes, they did see me. When I got to the hotel, I cried for a few hours and then I just wanted to tell someone, anyone. The two people I would talk to when something happened in my life were the two I needed to talk about. And it was 11 something in the evening, so I wasn't going to disrupt my friends' evenings and burden them. So instead, I came to Reddit thinking not many people would see it. The response I received was overwhelming. I want to say thank you to everyone that sent me kind words and advice. Thank you so much for all the virtual hugs. I only commented once. That is because I had so much to think about and do. I appreciate all the love and support. There was so much amazing advice given in the comments. Although a lot of it was American based, I still appreciate it. But one thing I did see a lot was to unblock them and keep the texts and calls as evidence. So I did do that. Nice. After posting and another good cry, I knew that I had to get my crap together and I didn't have my sister or family to help, so I had to do it myself. I started researching what my next steps were. In the morning, my friend called me saying my sister contacted her wondering if I had been in contact with the friend. I told her what happened and she very kindly offered her spare room and her day off work to help me sort stuff out. Whoa, that's a good friend right there. Friend. I called in sick at my job and my friend helped get things done. I got in contact with my friend who works at a bank and she helped me start sorting my financials. My friend also found me a lawyer to consult with. After my phone consultation with the lawyer, I was so overwhelmed. I now know why so many women don't divorce their cheating husbands. Dang, just because of the paperwork? Yeah. It's such a lengthy, expensive, and emotionally draining process. I, fortunately, make a stable income and can support myself, and we, fortunately, don't have kids. I have to remember that things aren't going to happen in one day. It will all take time. As for the house, unfortunately, his parents bought it for us, and to be honest, after what I saw, I don't want it. I will try to get reimbursed for my beloved kitchen. Otherwise, it can burn for all I care. This has been super draining, but I knew I had to talk to them. I already knew that there was no coming back for my husband, and when I checked his messages, they said exactly what I thought they would say. I'm sorry. It's not what it looks like. We didn't mean for it to happen. Please come home. I love you. Blah, blah, blah. Just absolute BS. A small part of me thought maybe I could find it in me to forgive my sister as we only have each other. But after I opened her messages, all hope was lost. She used the same excuses we heard our father use when he cheated on our mother. She said the same things our mother would say when she would excuse her dad's behavior. I spoke to her this morning and asked her to tell me straight up who, what, where, when, and why. She told me back in July when I went on a girls' trip, she was at our house and joked to my husband that I would cheat on him on the girls' trip because that's what always happens. He said, nah, and they joked about it it, but she said he could even get with her, and they ended up doing it once. One time led to 2 to 3, then to whenever they could. There was never any evidence or signs or anything that I was going to or even thinking of cheating. Yeah, that's crazy. This is all off of like a hypothetical joke / stereotype, of like what happens, and then she's
I think she wanted him and tried to find a way to get him.
Yeah, I agree. I told her we were done and there's nothing she could do to bring us back together. I later received a call from an unknown number. Spooky. It was my mother, who I haven't spoken to in 7 years. Oh my gosh, this is getting juicy. Turns out my sister had been in contact with her and told her what had happened, and my POS mother had the audacity to say this is what I get for taking her daughters away from her. Girl, what?
Yeah.
This is open up family drama? Oh my goodness. It hurts so much. I know things are going to get messier and this is going to be a long few years. I've now lost all my blood relations. I need to get all my crap and find a new place. I want to show them that I can and will thrive without them. Again, thank you all from the bottom of my heart for all the love and advice. And to all the people in the comments saying that they could relate to me, I'm so sorry. We need to debrief that for just a second.
That is wild that, the 2 people that you have in your life did this. It seems like everyone's owning up to doing it, but bringing your mom back into this mom does not seem like a great person.
And then that also almost brings me to my point with the last story that we read, where it's the sister is cheating or being a homewrecker, whatever. And the dad also cheated. And then the mom defended it. So it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense that sister would think oh, it's not that bad because they were fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When meanwhile, the other sister is like, hang on.
Time out. Let's look at this right.
Nuh-uh. Yeah, that's crazy. But there are some relevant comments, so let's get on into it. Fat Shiz Crazy says, your sister basically instigated the whole thing, and you had best believe this was very intentional on her part. She waited until you were gone, then went around to your husband and told him that you would cheat on him, and he was stupid enough to go along with it. I'm not condoning your husband at all. He is definitely trash, but your sister is definitely the worst here. You sound like you have great friends around you, and I hope that you can get in for some therapy, as well as this level of betrayal is huge and devastating. Make sure you tell everyone exactly what happened and shame both of them. No one will think the worst of you. They will see them for the disgusting a-holes they both are. Oh, and there's an update. There's an update number 2. Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
I actually forgot about this account until recently. When I logged back in, I saw so many people still commenting, messaging me, and checking up on me. To those people, thank you for your kindness. Since so many of you still ask for an update, and I've already shared such a big part of my life, I may as well give a small update. Back in October, my life was in chaos, but I was determined to soldier through it and show them that I can make it without them and succeed. I had to meet with my ex to talk about the house, and he kind of gave up and we decided to sell the house. I was reimbursed for my beloved kitchen. At first, my sister would show up at my job and maybe friend's house, and once I told her that I would get the police involved, she stopped. I haven't seen her since February. I did hear from my pathetic excuse of a mother again, but that was also shut down, and I have not heard from her since the end of last year. I'm from New Zealand, so my ex and I have to be living separately for 2 years before we can divorce. Although I want nothing to do with him, I'm not too fussed. 1 year is almost done. But we wouldn't be too fussed if you joined us live on YouTube and on Facebook and on TikTok every single weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile.
Easy money.
That's all you gotta do.
She got reversed for the kitchen.
W's. She got the money back for the kitchen that was the crime scene of this whole thing.
That's right.
That's awesome. And her beloved kitchen. But OP has a little bit left. So let's see. I started therapy, which has been healing. I wish I had gone earlier. I have moved into my apartment and was promoted at work. I have also gone on 2 girls trips and have some extra fun these times as I was a single woman.
Oh boy.
Ooh, 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 ooh. And I've also just started seeing someone. He has been very kind. Thank you again for all your kindness. Hope this is an update you were waiting for. And there is a quick comment. Additional way 1346 says, I'm glad you updated. You're happier. Never introduce the man to your family. Wouldn't put it past your sister to repeat her behavior. Cutting the toxic people in your life brings so much mental freedom. Living a happy single life after divorce is kindness to yourself. Best update so far. And that, my friends, is the end of that story.
Cool.
And it's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So I'm just so glad for OP.
Me too.
I think you handled things great. You are surviving and thriving, living your life.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.